Hello, everybody. Good morning. It is 8:30 in the morning. It is the 11th of February, 2021, and I'm going to be basically focusing all on crypto this morning. We've got all of our stocks that we're currently in right now, and right now we're not taking any new positions over there. But I do want to take a look at a lot of these crypto assets that are really kind of moving pretty significantly, and I want to take a look and see. Basically, starting with Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin doing? Because Bitcoin is, controlling the market. We just recently made a new high, and so yeah, basically, what I want to do is take a look at all of this. Before I get into any of this, as you all know, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with Bitcoin. And so far, so good. Bitcoin, I know the chart is messy, you guys. I know that there's a lot on here, but I promise you it all leads back to something, right? It all leads back to something. I'm going to go all the way back to where we had our first top up here at 42, right? It was obvious that we were in a bit of a correction, and I thought this was the end of a wave 3. All right, I'm not going to go through and rehash all of the history there, but I believe that we had completed a wave 3. So we had basically wave 5 of wave 5 of wave 5 of wave 3. Then we did a nice ABC correction down here, and that completed wave 4. So we can see wave 4 down here, wave 5 of wave C, which is part of this complex ABC, which was the end of wave C, which was the bigger ABC. So again, we had A, B, a, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C of C of 4. All right, lots of subdivision in here. And a lot of you don't care to, to dig in too far, but, it has to make sense because what we had off of the bottom here was a nice 1, A, B, C, an expanded wave here to go down into wave C. We did not violate the low, so I am counting this as a 1, 2 from here. And then off of that 1, 2, I see a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 1, 2. So basically what we've got is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. And then inside of here, another 1, 2. Pretty bullish, if you ask me. It is pretty bullish if you ask me. But I really, really like, I'm going to delete this guy because that prediction did not occur. I really like this wave structure right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and going up for the 5, which is going to be at about 51, 170. I didn't think it was going to happen until right around Valentine's Day. We obviously had a real nice push off the bottom here. What I like about this is we've got a 1, 2, so I'm counting this fib pull based off of this low here. Took it to the high up here, and yesterday you can see I said, yeah, we're going to likely dip down and hit this 382 and then move ourselves up. And it happened quicker. It happened quicker than that, but we hit that 382 almost exactly. All right, so let's just take a look at this. We basically went within like 50 cents of that 382. It really can't get any more perfect than that. So naturally, we've got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The 3 is complete. We go down for the 4. I believe the 4 is complete. So now we go up for wave 5. Wave 5, as you can see, I've got all the way over here. Likely this is going to be pulled back. And more than likely, we are going to hit this sometime in the next, I would say 24 to 48 hours. That's going to be the completion of this wave 3. All right, I believe that's going to be the completion of this wave 3. And again, remember, now we're talking about a wave 3 on a slightly higher degree. That's going to also be the 1618 here. Okay, so if that's the 1618, this could very well be the wave 3. We go down for wave 4, then we go up for wave 5, which potentially I'm still looking between 50 to 53,000 for a local top here. And this is what I've outlined in red. This top here is right at 53,000. The bottom here is right at about 50,750. And from here, I'm real interested to see what happens. I do think we're going to get a rejection here at 50,000. I think that that is a pretty decent psychological number that we're likely going to get a rejection at. If we push through it, I've got a target up here at 62,000, but I'm not expecting that to hit until later this year, right? So I've got a note here that we're going to see a decent pullback after we hit 50 to 53. A decent pullback for this wave 4 on a larger degree, not to really bottom out until late March to early April. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But this right here, this is where we're more than likely going to see a significant alt season, right? So when we get up here, we get the rejection off of 53, we start to see a pullback and a little bit of a grind, and same thing right here, a little bit of a grind. These are going to be prime opportunities for alt season, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. As you can see, this is going to be based off of just a larger wave 3. We go back for wave 4, then we go much higher for wave 5. We're not going to talk about that right now. That's too far into the future, in my opinion. Right now, we're looking for a rejection at 50 to 53,000. More than likely, we're going to get it. We're going to get a first rejection, and then we're going to get that second rejection. That'll be the end of wave 3. Then we go down for wave 4. We're going to have to wait and see how that all works out. Ultimately, this wave 3 is just off of this wave 1, 2, 3. We go 4, and then we go up for the 5. That's going to be basically the completion of wave 3 off of the larger degree. So it's going to be wave 3 of, I'm not so sure that I'm going to be counting this the wave 5. It could be that we're working on off of wave 4. It could be that we're still working on a larger wave 1. Haven't really made that decision yet. Ultimately, we're still bullish. We're getting a little bit of a pullback right now. I mean, that's to be expected. Not a huge deal. So I did promise you that I would take a look at some alts. I'm going to take a look at Cardano, Tezos, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and MATIC. So those are the 6 that I'm going to quickly look through here. And of course, if there's anything that you want me to take a look at, you can just throw a comment in the YouTube chat. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. So let's go ahead and first take a look at Cardano. So we've been swinging Cardano for a while now, and I really expected the top for Cardano to be right around here. Excuse me, but at this rate, the way that it's moving, I've already got a count on here that I'm watching. So yeah, I do think Cardano is pretty close, pretty close. It's probably going to try and grind its way up to about $1.09, but I am very interested in liquidating Cardano at about $1, right? So I'm not interested in catching all of the move, but I do think that we are going to reach a point here very soon where we're going to be finding some. Let me go to arithmetic here real quick. Yeah, I don't see anything significant there. Keeping it on log scale. I really don't see us breaking through $1 to $1.10 in this move. But, you know, of course, I have been wrong before. Let me go to a 3-hour here and just kind of move this down. If this is the 1, 2, then we've got the 1, 2, 3, and we've got an extension here into the 3. We go down for wave 4. Wherever this guy does end up, we're going to be looking for that wave 5 to find its way up at about 250. So even now, Cardano still has an opportunity to go up about 200 to 250% from where it's at right now. Let's see here. Take a look at Neo. I'd love to take a look at Neo. Yes, I will definitely do that. But ultimately, you know, saying that Cardano can go to $2.50, that seems crazy, but I don't think it's too crazy. Like, yes, I do think that we will get a pullback before we get there, right? I do think that we will get a pullback. I don't know how deep we're going to go. Maybe we go back down to 50 cents. Heck, we might even come all the way down to 38 cents. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'm not taking it off the cards. Again, I'm also not saying it's going to go to 38 cents. That would be a pretty significant pullback. Even from where we're at right now, we're talking about that being like a 60% pullback. I mean, it's very possible that that's what happens, and we're swinging Cardano, so it's possible that you know we get a good sell signal up here, and then it does trickle itself all the way back down to 38 cents. That would be pretty significant to, you know, again, that late March, early April before we see that explosion to the upside. All right, so we're going to be watching Cardano. Right now, obviously, I do not think right now is a good time to be buying, especially Cardano, based on what has happened, how far it has come. It's at 92 cents. So, so yeah, no, I'm not saying that Cardano is a good buy here, but I do think that we are approaching an area of significant resistance. Taking a look at our indicator, what do we see on our indicator? Let me just zoom in here so that we can see this with a little more clarity. We can see the 12-hour has been kind of pegged out for a while now. We can see that we do have a little bit of bearish divergence on the hourly, And we also look like we're flagging a little bit. Bitcoin made a new high, Cardano did not. So I do think that as Bitcoin does make moves higher, some of our USD trading pairs are going to be looking good, but what do the Bitcoin trading pairs look like? Yeah, that's exactly what I would expect. We're seeing some downside, right? So if Cardano, which obviously saw some resistance at the 2050 area, 2000 to 2050 area, um, if we can get back up above that, then yes, I can see higher prices. But for right now, just taking a look at this, and you can see I haven't taken a look at the Bitcoin trading pair in a while here. Let's just take a look at this here for a moment. I'm going to get my trend-based fib extension tool. We're going to start here down here at the bottom as close as we can. About right there. Going to get up here to the top. We do this pullback. We're taking a look for Cardano potentially to go all the way up to 25.20, and then that next level, which is more than likely going to hit, is about 4,000. What do we see at 4,000? Well, looking left, again, we do this exercise quite a bit. That fib level is right on par with prior resistance from 2017, support from 2018, resistance in later 2018, and it looks like we are going to be pushing through there. We're sitting at this critical resistance right now, so if we can push through this guy right here, which also was support and also was support, if we can push through this level, you can be sure that we're going to at least get up here to this 1618, which is going to be at 2520. But I still think it's very, very possible it makes its way up here to 4,000. So alt season, I think we're well on our way. Obviously, we're well on our way. We've already seen pretty significant moves to the upside on the Bitcoin trading pairs on these guys. So yeah, this is still looking pretty good. All right, I'm going to keep on going. I want to quickly go through these. XTZ, let's take a look at Tezos. Haven't taken a look at this guy in a while. We're back up above $4 here. We're back up above $4. I'm going to remove this P&L. It's not relevant anymore. I'm going to remove this fib pull, making sure that I'm still on my log scale. And we have wave 5, which is in the works here. Now, we're approaching new highs on Tezos, which was at about 448. Tezos is still looking pretty good, pretty good. I've got a count here from basically the beginning, and you can see I've got a trend-based fib on the 1-2, and then I've got a trend-based fib on this 1-2. So let's go ahead and zoom out, and we're going to compress this guy. I've got the 1618s outlined here. So we've got this 1618. We're looking for the completion of this wave 3. This is going to be at about $15. All right. So when we finish this wave 5, we're more than likely going to be at $15 on Tezos. Tezos right now is about 442, or sorry, 412, 412. So are we getting close to finishing this move? More than likely, more than likely. And this is probably going to take some time, right? Probably going to take some time. I'm going to put a pitchfork on this guy just to see if we are staying within a channel. So take this guy to the top and bring it down here to the bottom. There we go. All right, we were in that channel. We broke down. I'm going to change the type of channel that I've got here. Okay. Here we go. That's our shift. I'm going to do a modified shift to see if that makes more sense, and it does. Okay, so more than likely this is kind of where we're going to be sitting. We push through this resistance, and so more than likely we're going to make our way up here to about $5. That would make a whole lot of sense to go up here to $5. Then we do a pullback down here to the median. Ultimately, I want to retest this upper, and if possible, I'd love to see an expansion of that upper. So let's put the 1.5 on here. The 1.5, that's going to expand it just a little bit. Going for that wave 3, depending on where that is, that would be, I would say, at about $10. So Tezos still looks good. Again, going back to what we were discussing before, is Tezos a good buy here? I would say the answer to that is no. I would say that if you're just now looking at Tezos and saying, yeah, I want to buy, I would say that more than likely you are you're just FOMOing in at this point. Our indicator called a buy, a real brief buy back here, and it was on this red candle actually when the price was, we'll call it 276. So the price has gone up significantly since then. We had a cluster of buys back here, cluster of buys back here when the price was down again below $3. The other time where we had a real decent buy was when we had a capitulation down here. Even if you bought all the way back at the beginning, this would have been right down here at about 264. We had a capitulation all the way down here at about 230. Great places to buy. Right now, no. Right now, we're actually saying to be taking some off the table. So I'd be very careful with Tezos. On the pullback, again, watching our indicator, when we have significant pullbacks, then we can start talking about buying. Okay, we had a significant pullback on Bitcoin, and I said, you know what? We're okay. I don't think we have any reason to be afraid here. And I actually bought some things back then. And that has obviously worked out pretty well. It's worked out to our advantage. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum versus Tether. So again, looks like it is making a good move up. We see we have a beginning diagonal that, or a leading diagonal that we've got here, and then we've got the pullback. Let me just zoom out here. Let's go to the daily here for a moment and see what we've got, because again, looking at this, you know, Ethereum went all the way back down to $86. But looking at this, the same way that we looked at Bitcoin from the bottom down here, right there, to the top, all the way back here, all right, and that was at $366.80. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We've already kind of blown through this 1618 to the 175, okay? So I believe that this is a 1, 2, and then we've got a 1, 2 here. So let's go ahead and pull this as well. I think that Ethereum is a pretty bullish asset. I'm going to put the 1 right here and put the 2 down here. Right, try and get that perfectly. All right, so where do I think Ethereum is going to go? Do I think Ethereum is going to make its way all the way up to $4,000? I mean, I would say probably not. I would watch and see what happens here at 1971. So watch what happens up here at 2 grand, and we'll go from there. But ultimately, I have to think that Ethereum is going to make its way up to 2,300, maybe 3,000. I'm not so sure. I mean, the algo target is sitting up there at 44.29, and it is in high confluence. It is in high confluence with the 2618. All right, so let's just put this into perspective. From the bottom, we go up here to the top, we've got a 1. We go down near the bottom, we've got a 2. We would expect the 1618 to be wave 3. We have obviously pushed through that, so our next logical place is the 2618. So we put the 3 up here. We go down for wave 4. Then we go up for wave 5. All right, wave 5 obviously is going to be higher, where we would actually look for the 3618. Is Ethereum going to go to 20,000? I mean, I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But we're just going to throw it up there for right now. All right, so and then off of this, we've got again a 1, 2 on a lower degree. So let me raise the degree on this 1, 2. And then we're going to get a lower degree down here, 1, 2. Go up here for the 1618, 3, 4, and then we go up for the 5. I'm still thinking that there's going to be some kind of a truncation going on here. So we get that wave 3, then we come down for wave 4. Yeah, I'll take a look at Lisk. I haven't taken a look at that since I think 2018. Okay, so ultimately I want to see what happens. If we do get that rejection here at 2361, we go down for wave 4, and then we go up for wave 5 there at 4400. I mean, are we going to get there? I'm not so sure just quite yet. 4400, we go down for wave 4, then we go up for wave 5. This is extremely bullish going into 2022, mind you, so this is going to take some time. But ultimately, this is still looking pretty darn bullish right now. I had a relative call me up the other day and said, "Hey, should I buy Doge?" And I was like, "Yeah, you could probably swing Doge, but I would be looking to buy Ethereum." And that was when Ethereum was, I believe it was below 1,400 at the time. And so far so good. Doge has also done very well, and I'm probably a fool for not looking at Doge right now, and maybe I will at the end if I've got time. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash versus Tether. Bitcoin Cash is moving up. People people forget about this guy, but he is going to be making new highs. He is going to be making new highs. I actually believe that Bitcoin Cash has the potential to 2 or 3x from here, right? So we started accumulating. So we bought a little bit up here, and I bought more down here because I think we've created a significant bottom here at 467. I believe we do have a significant bottom on Bitcoin Cash down here at 467. I'm going to take a fib pull on this guy just to see off of this low here to that high up there. We came down to the 382. So off of this bottom, which again, look at the indicator. Very, very significant buy signal down here. Just like we had a very significant buy signal down in this area as well. Okay, significant buys on these two lows. So I believe we've got a 1, 2, we've got the 3, we've got the 4, then we go up for wave 5. Where is wave 5 going to go? Okay, well now that we have a high confluence bottom for a wave 4, let's take our trend-based fib extension tool. Trend-based fib extension, off the bottom here, we get the 1, we come down for the 2. All right, so again, high confluence for 3 is the 1618 to the 175. We went up above it, a little stronger. So we're going to be watching for Bitcoin Cash to go to $600. Once it goes up to $600, I do believe it will stage a pullback. All right, so our target's going to be there at 600. Do I think we're going to extend it? More than likely we will. Because we extended beyond the 1618 to the 175, and then we did that pullback to the 382, just because we went through the 1618 to the 175, I do think we're going to make ourselves beyond $600 on Bitcoin Cash. It's very, very possible. And again, this is just on a smaller degree, right? Because obviously there's more price action to the left that we aren't really paying attention to. So I believe we've got a nice, a nice count here for a bullish move to the upside. So we've got nested 1-2s to take ourselves up much higher. And how high do I think we're going to go? Well, I actually believe, let's pull this from this bottom here to this top, and then we get this pullback. So right here, right off the bat, I can see the 1618 at $950 to $1,000. Do I think it can get there? Yeah. Yeah, if you recall, I just said that I think that Bitcoin Cash has the ability to do 2 to 3x from here. All right, where's our next area that I'm going to be looking at? Our next area that I'm going to be looking at is going to be $2,500. Can Bitcoin Cash get to $2,500? Well, let's look at Coinbase. You tell me, can Bitcoin Cash get up to $2,500? The fact that at one point it was trading for $2,500 leads me to believe that yes, it can. And will it? I actually think it will. I do believe it will. So it's going to take time. This is going to take time here, you guys. This is definitely going to take time. But again, from the very bottom here at $72, 1, 2, and then from here 1, 2. So we've got a nice 1, 2, 1, 2. Very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. So let's take a look at MATIC. I've got somebody on the Discord that is probably waiting for me to talk about MATIC, which has been also going, it's been going parabolic. The interesting thing about MATIC here at 12, almost 13 cents, is that my logo, the one that you see on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, where it goes up and down, and then up and down, is actually taken from MATIC. It's taken from this guy right here. And you can see it's a loop, right? Because I needed a heartbeat, and I needed something that went up and then straight down. And that's exactly what this is. Of course, it's not on a daily time frame, it's on a lower time frame. But, people were making fun of this because it went up, it was pumped, and then the exchanges are what dumped on you. That's what happened here. And then it happened again. People lost hope, and now look and see where we're at right now. From the lows, we're up 1,500% from the lows back here where everybody was afraid of MATIC. But at any rate, I think it still looks okay. I'm going to ignore this back here. I'm going to start from right here. Again, we've got that same candidate for a 1, 2. Okay, So I would be very, very skeptical of MATIC going beyond 16 cents for right now. 16 to 20 cents more than likely is where we're going to create a local top. But ultimately, 82 cents is where I'm going to be looking for MATIC, which that is significantly higher from where we're at right now. It is significantly higher. If I go to arithmetic scale, we're basically pushing the 4618 right now. Okay, I don't believe that MATIC is done, but I also believe that we are more than likely going to get a pretty significant pullback before it does make its way up past 20 cents. 20 cents is going to be a very, very strong psychological barrier for MATIC, and so I would be very surprised if it pushed and held above 20 cents. All right, so this is what I believe is happening with MATIC. I think we've got a nice 1, 2, and then a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, 4, 5, stopping at that 20-cent mark. Maybe it pushes through it just a little bit. We're going to get that pullback though. And that pullback, I mean, do I think it's going to come all the way down to 4.5 cents? No. No, I don't think it will. I think it could. I do think it could. Let's take a fib pull on this guy, get out our fib retracement, start down here at the bottom of what we're calling our wave 2 to the top. Let's say it makes its way all the way to the 175. We're going to be taking a look for a move back to 10 cents, maybe to 7 cents. 7 to 10 cents, that's where I would be looking for this thing to come back to. Even from where we're at right now, I do think that there is potential for us to pull back. Sure, it can keep going higher. Sure, it can shoot through 20 cents. But I would be surprised if it held above that. I do think we're going to get a pullback. Also, I believe that once Bitcoin gets to 50 to 53,000, we're going to get a pullback. When Bitcoin does a significant pullback, alts are going to do the same thing, right? We're starting to see the narrative that, hey, this alt is going to overtake Bitcoin. Hey, this alt is going to be the next Bitcoin. We're going to have the flippening. We're going to have the flappening. Like, guys, no, just stop. Just stop. Bitcoin is still the king, and it has proven that. It has proven that. So once you start hearing people talking about this overtaking that, or really this overtaking Bitcoin, I would be looking to really move stop losses up, maybe not cash out, because hype really can move markets, as we have seen. But you need to be cautious when you have people starting that narrative that Ethereum is going to be overtaking Bitcoin, that Litecoin is going to be overtaking Ethereum, that this shitcoin, that shitcoin are going to be overtaking, like the top 2 or the top 3 in the market cap. You just have to be very careful. We have seen things like Doge, right, for instance, really has done fantastic. And maybe Doge will double from here. But I am very cautious with Doge in particular. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin versus the dollar. I do think Litecoin is probably going to go to at least 288. I'm going to take a look at Litecoin here against on Coinbase. All right, so I believe that we've got a nice 1, 2, and I think the 3 is more than likely what we're working on right now. I actually thought the 3 was here and the 4, and maybe this is the case, but that 4 came down way, way, way too fast. But it's very possible that that is the 4, and now we're working on the 5, which we would be looking for that 3618, which is really going to be sitting out there at about 333. Now, we started buying Litecoin back here. Okay, so we're going to hold on to this guy for a while. I'm targeting at least 280, but more than likely this guy is going to go to about 333. Is it going to go higher than that? Well, because I'm calling this a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 3, that means our wave 5 is going to be looking all the way up here at about $600. That's really interesting because the high was at about 4. I think actually it was really about 450. But, this is up at 419, 420. I think we're going to break it. I do, which means that Litecoin is going to at least double from here. Probably it's going to triple from here. I think that's going to be the completion of this cycle. And then we start a very, very significant pullback. But this is what I'm looking at for right now. Litecoin, I think, is going to make its way up to 280 to 330. And then from there, we're going to see that pullback. And then we'd see another catapult up to that 600 level. Litecoin looks very, very good for me. Again, does it look good right now? No. No, Litecoin does not look very good right now. Where did we get some buys? we got buy indicators back here, right here, right here. I wasn't watching Litecoin back here, just to be completely candid with you. I was not watching Litecoin back here. We bought up here because of our waves, as far as Elliott wave, right? Not the waves indicator, but Elliott wave theory indicated that we were going to be seeing higher prices. And so far, we're still above where we bought, at least where my average is, because I did accumulate some more back here. So this is still looking okay for the upside. So I've given my opinion on that. It is 8:58. I've got a couple minutes here. So I'm going to take a look at NEO and LISC. NEO on Binance. Let me go. I'm going to start here on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a very, very, very big wave one. If that is the wave one and this is the wave two, I'm going to get off of log scale here for a moment and try and be a little realistic about this. NEO, the 1618 is going to be at about $50. That would make a lot of sense for NEO to get up to $50, which we're at 37 right now. So I can see another $13 out of NEO. From a percentage standpoint, yeah, that's still talking about, another like 32 to 35% that we could probably squeeze out of NEO. Ultimately, NEO to go up to about 70 bucks. I would say that's realistic. If I go onto logarithmic scale, this obviously is going to look just crazy. Is it possible for NEO to make its way up to 265? I mean, it's possible. It is possible. And people are really hating on NEO, but it's possible for it to make its way up there. I would go with the let's see here. So this 1618 there at $48 is in high confluence with prior support in 2018 and even support back here in late 2017 before it skyrocketed. And of course, it is very possible for this to skyrocket as well. So yeah, it's possible that it makes its way up above $100 again. But this, this right here, for it to go to 265 and then to find itself up here at 1700, I don't see that as being in the cards. I would stay on arithmetic scale on NEO, and I would be looking to take a little bit more of a conservative approach on this because you have high confluence for resistance that you're going to see here at $50. And then as we go higher, the 2618, again, more resistance that we're going to have because it was support here and it was support here. At the 3618, if we push through that, you've got prior resistance here, prior support here at $92. So these fib levels are going to be very, very important. So you need to keep track on arithmetic scale, not on logarithmic, and every 618, every 618, we got the 1618 prior support, the 2618 prior support, the 3618 support and resistance, and then the 4618, which if we mark off this 4618, and I want to kind of zoom in here. All right, I want to zoom in over here. I'm going to go to this guy, and we're going to zoom in right down here. I'm going to go to an hourly time frame and see if actually I may not have hourly data. Let's do the 4-hour block here. And let's zoom out and see if we can find ourselves. Here we go. Let's just zoom in right here on NEO on this price action right here. We've got the level outlined. So this level, prior support, prior resistance, support, 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 clustering, support and resistance here when we first crunched through it. So we pushed through it, and then it reclaimed that as support eventually, then support, 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 then resistance, pushed through it, it was support, it fell through it, we had a little test of resistance here. So 114, that level is going to be extremely critical to get through. If we can get through 114, then I could see much, much higher prices, much higher prices. All right, let's take a look at LISC. Then I'm going to end it. It's 9 o'clock. LISC, oh, LSK, sorry. There we go. Let's take a look at LISC here. I'm going to go to the daily. We're going to get back. There we go. LISC doing pretty well today. pretty well. Not a lot, not a lot here. So off the bottom, off the top, we do the pullback. Again, I'm not on log scale. So yeah, more than likely Lisk is going to gravitate itself to $3. If it pushes through $3, it's going to hit this 358 level. Now, here's the key here. Determining if this is corrective or impulsive, we've got either an A, B, or a 1, 2. If it can push through this 1, 2, 3, 6, then we're working on a 3. If we stop at the 123.6, and especially if we come back and invalidate this level right here, this was an A, B, C. Okay, so it's still possible that this is a corrective move, and then we go lower. But since everything is pretty bullish right now, I would say that more than likely this guy is going to make its way up to about 358. We're at 240 right now, so that is going to be pretty significant profit to the upside, looking at about 50% from where we're at right now. The upside potential is not as significant as some of the others are, but I think it could work. I think Lisk could absolutely work. Take a look at the hourly. Let's just take a look and see what we've got here. We're getting close to a top here, so I do think we're going to get a pullback. Of course, the wave's called to buy back here at about 125. Again, right here it called at about 130, and then again right here at about 122. And it's at 240 right now. So it's gone up 100% from where our waves indicator was basically saying to buy. Prior buys were again back here at about 122. So basically this was an accumulation area, in my opinion. And this low right here hasn't been invalidated, and it probably won't be. That bottom there at 115 was probably that last chance to really get a good entry. So for right now, we're just waiting for a pullback to have new money to enter. So we're probably going to be taking profit on some of our positions that we're in. Some of them we're going to be in for a little while longer, right? So we've got our plans on our Discord. And again, if you need access to our Discord, there's a link in the video description for you to get access to our Discord. I'll go back and take a look at Bitcoin just to see if anything has happened in the last 5 minutes. And really, this is still what we're looking at. So yeah, Brian, I did take a look at Tezos. So you may need to go back and take a look at that. I'll pull up the chart here in a second. How is this going to play out when Bitcoin is so close to 50,000? Well, I still think that there's going to be a grind up here, right? I don't think it's going to go straight up there, but also ultimately when we get to this wave 5, which is going to be the completion of this wave 3, I think, again, we're going to have to pull this guy back a bit, but I think we're going to get that slow grind. We're going to retest this level here for the wave 4 and then go up for wave 5. So first we have to see how high we go. I'm still looking at 50 to 53, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens when we get there, because we might keep going. We might make our way up here to higher than 53. I still think that this 52, 631.99, this area right here, is more than likely going to be where that resistance is, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, let me just pull up the XTZ chart, and just to kind of show you what we had on this. Going back to the daily, we put a nice channel on this guy. But ultimately, we were taking a look at this guy going up significantly. We're still looking for a move up to about $10. Still taking a look for this guy to go up to $9, $10, something along those lines. So I think it still has some potential to go higher, and so we're gonna hold on and see how it goes. All right, guys, if this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. If you need access to our Discord, there's a link in the video description. You can get access there. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night,